Welcome to Copeland's Cuisine. Today we got some smoked spare ribs going on the smoker outside. First things first, you want to go ahead and get you a binder. I'm using extra virgin olive oil here. You can use mustard. You can use really any kind of oil that you want. It just helps the seasonings that you use stick to your meat a little bit better. That way they're not all falling all over the place. And you want to make sure you put that binder, whatever you choose. You can use mustard, whatever. You want to make sure you put that on both sides of the meat. That way when you're seasoning both sides of the meat, the seasoning sticks to both sides of the meat. After you get your binder on, go ahead and flip your meat back over to meat side down. You should be looking at the bones. I went ahead and took the membrane off already. Now I like to start with salt. In this case, I'm using kosher salt. It just helps you gauge just how much salt you're putting on. That way you don't oversalt your food, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be good. But yeah, just go ahead and put your kosher salt on the back of there. After that, get you some black pepper. I like to use the coarse black pepper. It just adds a little bit of a better bark at the end of the cook. I feel anyway. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what I feel. After you get your pepper on, you want to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of garlic powder. This is that Central Texas influence right here. I like to use just salt, pepper, garlic as a base. And after you do that, you go ahead and flip your meat back to meat side up and just repeat those steps, salt, pepper, garlic, and just make sure you get it nice and even. That way you're not biting into a salty patch or you're not biting into pepper or just garlic. You want to make sure that flavor is evenly distributed across the meat. Now, this is optional. This is just what we do because we like our ribs to be sweet. You go ahead and add you some brown sugar on there, a nice amount of brown sugar on there. I'm gonna go ahead and speed things up a little bit, but I just do it to the top side of the meat just because, you know, that's just the way that I do it. You wanna let your meat sit on the counter for a little bit, maybe about 15 minutes or so, just to kind of let it tacky up, and then it'll form like some sort of sauce over the top of the meat. I don't know, it's science, I don't know. But after that, I hit it with a little bit of dill just for that green color, and I really love the taste of dill. So after you do that, you're good to go. You're about ready to go in the cooker. Let's go outside. Now I got my smoker set to 262. I normally run it from anywhere between 250 and about 260, just to kind of keep things nice and low and slow. I got a 2-zone fire going here. I got my charcoal on the right, and I got my cold side, I guess you could say, on the left. It's an indirect version of cooking. That way you're not cooking directly over the fire. And I got a probe to make sure I can continuously know what's going on inside of there. So yeah, that's what you got right there. Now, after you do that, you want to go ahead and set a timer for about 3 hours. We're going to do the 3-2-1 method, and you can go ahead and just kick back, relax, drink a beer if that's what you're into. But in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna go ahead and make a mop. I went ahead and already added the vinegar. I added a little bit of BBQ sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's. Now I'm going ahead with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Now I like to add a little bit of apple juice. And the only reason I'm adding apple juice is because I normally use apple cider vinegar, but we didn't have any, so I had to improvise a little bit. Now go ahead and add a little bit of black pepper to that. Go ahead and add you some garlic salt. This is garlic sea salt. Go ahead and add you a little bit of oregano to that. Garlic never hurts. Now this is smoked paprika. Crushed red pepper for a little bit of spice. Optional, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. And go ahead and whisk all that up. After about an hour and a half, 2 hours, you want to go ahead and rotate your ribs. That way you ensure that there's even cooking. That way no side gets dry and, you know, nothing like that. So we went ahead and hit the ribs with that mop that we made to make sure nothing dries out on us, and it kind of adds a little bit of flavor on top of those ribs there. And you want to go ahead and close that up, because if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Now going back inside, guys, we're getting ready to wrap. Our time is running out on the 3 hour mark because it's 3, 2, 1. It's a 3-step process. Now I went ahead and to my tin foil, we're gonna do the Texas crutch, which is you just wrap it in tin foil or butcher paper. But I went ahead and added some butter, went ahead and added a little bit of barbecue sauce, and now I'm gonna pour half of the mop. I'm doing 2 packages because I have 2 ribs. So you add half of the mop, and then you add barbecue sauce on the backside of your ribs, and then you're ready to wrap that up. And you just complete. If you have more than one, you just just do that process to however many racks of ribs you got. And now, once they're all wrapped up, you set your timer for 2 hours, and again, kick back and relax. You're gonna be there for a little bit. Now, after that 2-hour mark, this is what you got. It's looking good. It's coming together. Now, this is when you sauce. You want to sauce for anywhere between an hour to 30 minutes, just until it gets nice and tacky. Set that bad boy for an hour and you're almost there. You gotta hang on just a little bit longer. This is the finished product right here, guys. We're getting ready to slice it up. Now I like to hold them up like this. That way you can slice with the bone going straight down, and it's nice and pretty even cuts whenever you get done. These ones were extremely tender, guys. It's the taste test. Here we go. Let's see how tender it is. What you say? Tell me what you taste. What you taste?
I really love the flavor of it.
Yeah.
One thing I hate about ribs is when it has a pull or it's tough. I love it to just fall off the bone.
What's it doing? Is it falling off the bone?
Oh, it fell off the bone.
Is it tender?
It's so tender.
Is it good?
Barely.
3, 2, 1.
The only way to go.
Only way to go. Is it overcooked?
No.
Alright, you heard it first. 3, 2, 1 method. Barbecue ribs. 3 hours on the grill. Mop it after the about an hour and a half mark. You let it smoke. Keep letting it cook. You wrap it up for 2 hours. You add a little bit of butter, a little bit of barbecue sauce, a little bit of the mop. And then the last hour you kind of just add some sauce and let it tacky up, and then you got some fall off the bone ribs, man. This is Copeland Cuisine, and we're out.